Hello, Ken Spriggs here with a video about Wonderfest 2021 that I was just able to attend down in Louisville, Kentucky. They have not had one since 2019, obviously because of the situation last year. So very happy to be able to go to that one this year and get back to doing conventions. And especially the best part was some friends that I know from online modeling groups were able to join me there, and we spent a lot of time together, which was a lot of fun. Oggie Gonzalez from Interstellar Modeler flew in from California. Mark Fraley flew in from Arizona, and his brother Marty, and also another gentleman named Marc Biallas who lives here in Indiana, down near Indianapolis, had come down. So we were able to get together, and we went out to dinner several times, and that really made it a lot of fun and enjoyable to hang out and check out the models and enter the contest and everything together. So, all right. So a few things were a little different about this contest this year. Because of the situations, they did not have an award ceremony at the end. I can kind of understand it, because even though the other rooms can have a lot of people in them, the award ceremony at the end literally is standing room only, and there's people just packed together, so it would have been kind of hard to do. So they had, so they didn't do that, and I'll kind of go over that here in a little bit once I start showing some things. So I did get there on Friday, and then Saturday morning I got there early and was able to set up my models and get them put out on the tables there. And I brought 10 this time. I only had 3 2 years ago, so it took me quite a while to get them all set up and put up there. So let's go ahead and take a look at my models that I had set up onto the into the contest room. All right, so the next pictures I'm going to show, there's a magazine called Fine Scale Modeler, and they put out a magazine that goes over not just science fiction, but other models as well. They always come to these big conventions. They were at Wonderfest 2 years ago in 2019, and they will take photos of some of the models in order to potentially put in their magazine. So they did do that on some of mine previously, and they did that on one of mine this year as well. So this year they picked my Ahsoka Tano in Mandalorian diorama to take some photos, and hopefully that does appear in their magazine. 2 years ago, Wonderfest 2019, they took a photo of my 2001 Space Clipper, and they featured that in their as one of the models in their magazine, and I'll show you a picture of that. And then 2 years ago at the Chattanooga IPMS Nationals, they took a picture of my mini Spindrift on the desk build as well, and that also got featured in one of their magazines. So I really like when they do that. It's a really nice honor that they appreciate the work, and that other people can see that as well in the magazine. So let me go ahead and show you some shots from those as well. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you, is they have several like workshops or how-tos, that type of thing. And I went to 3 of them that were really good, and I really enjoyed and picked up some really good modeling tips. So let's go ahead and take a look at those, and I did some voiceover on those as well to kind of describe what's going on there. All right. All right, these next group of stills are some of the demos that were done there, and I attended 3 of them. The first one here is from Randy Cooper. He's a fantastic model builder, used to work in the industry, and he talked a lot about his time there and gave some great stories. So it was a lot of fun just hearing what we would consider a dream job of working in the industry and building models for science fiction. So that was a good time. It was really enjoyable working with him. These next 2 are how to do some painting. The first one was by Anna Shetanina. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correct, but she does a fantastic job of painting. And she did a demo, as you can see. They actually filmed her painting some hair on some different figures and just showing the different layers that she used and the different types of paints and how she did it. Quite informative, very awesome demo. I definitely want to follow some of the techniques on how she did it and how she went through it. So really cool demonstration. Here are some of the heads that she painted and just how realistic they look. And so she showed a couple of paints, which not necessarily you have to follow them, but the techniques were the things that she was really showing you and how to do various layers and pastels and things like that. And then the last one was a gentleman named Randy Van Dyke, and he did an incredible workshop on how to do detailed painting of just the skin on a face. And you can see there he put like some dark layers at first. Then he went back over, really squiggled a whole bunch of different highlights and lines all over the face, did several other layers and some blending, and definitely, in the end, it's hard to tell in these photos, but if you look closely, you can see little freckles and blemishes and just different skin tones, and it really makes the skin look realistic on these figures rather than just one tone. And certainly if he had painted the eyes and that kind of thing, it would also go towards it. So. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the vendor areas. I took a little bit of video, and it's pretty noisy in there with all the people, so I turned the volume down and I did some voiceover to talk about some of the things that are there. So let's take a look at those, and also some of the special things that they had set up, and also some upcoming models that are coming up as well. So, all right, let's take a look. All right, this next section of the room, in the vendor's room, they had set up a lot of things devoted to Lost in Space. Marta Kristen, who played Judy Robinson, was also there signing autographs. But they had these very large Jupiter 2s that somebody had set up and lit up, and they were pretty cool, so I took some video of them. They also had some mock-ups of the robot, and also some of the command set, or the cockpit set in the front, and that kind of thing. So they seem to bring this every year, and some people work full-time on making these full-size robots and props, and just really have a love for that. I love Lost in Space myself, so I thought they were really cool, and I love looking at them. There's some old style toys from Lost in Space. There's a mock-up of the cockpit. There's some of the figures on mannequins, some of the props, that type of thing. So, robot being bothered by Bender. And then just some pictures of the really big Jupiter 2s that are there. So really cool. All right, now this next section is a display from Round 2, who also does Polar Lights and AMT and MPC. They do a lot of the Star Trek and the Space 1999, and so they're always producing some new kits, and they always have their own little booth where they set it up and they show some of their upcoming products that are coming out. So here are some shots of the 1350 Grissom, a redo of the Voyager ship, and they're saying all these are coming out in 2021. A much larger version of the Hawk from Space 1999. There's the smaller one on the right and a much bigger one on the left, which is going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. The Comlock and the Stun Gun from Space 1999. I really want to get those full-size realistic props. Those are going to be pretty cool. And then they just recently started doing Star Wars, or acquired a Star Wars license, so I was really excited to see that they're making a Razor Crest from The Mandalorian in a 1/72 scale. And then also you can see the Millennium Falcon, Boba Fett's Slave 1, AT-AT Walker. I believe that's a B-Wing, X-Wing fighter. Sorry, that'll scan back around here in a moment. Some of these may not be till 2022. Oh, TIE Fighter, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. And some of these, from what I understand, are going to be just repops of the original MPC kits. Some of them are brand new or modified heavily, like the Razor Crest is new. There isn't a Razor Crest kit available currently. But some of the other ones, like the X-Wings and those ones, are going to be possibly modified repops, I think so. Okay, so very excited about that, and I was really glad to see their booth, and as I am every year. All right, and then finally, obviously what you've been waiting for on this video and wanting to see, let's go ahead and take a look at the model contest entries. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the vehicles, all different types of vehicles, and there's quite a bit. I took quite a lot of photos. Somebody had said, I believe there were 780, I think, entries. So a little less than 2 years ago, which I think was 831. But still a nice showing. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the cool vehicles. All right, the next set of stills are going to be all of the figures, and quite a bit of those as well. The vehicles and the figures are the main bulk of the show. The rest of it falls under like dioramas and miscellaneous. So I'll do 4 different categories. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figures. All right, now we're going to look at the dioramas. Obviously, I entered quite a few of those myself. 4 of mine would fall under that category. So we'll take a look at those, and some really fantastic ones this year as well. So let's take a look. All right, and here's the last section. I just kind of put these under miscellaneous, mainly because there's not a lot of them in each category. There are things like props, oversized builds, the dinosaurs, mecha, Godzilla, and those other kind of monsters. I guess it's kaiju, that kind of thing. Let me go ahead and show those. And that will wrap up all of the categories for the model contest. All right, so I did very well this year at Wonderfest. I entered 10 models altogether, and I won 7 awards out of the 10. I won 1 silver and 6 bronze. So let me go ahead and show you those. We didn't have a presentation this year, as I said earlier in the video, so it really wasn't a way to show the models there at the show with the awards or anything like that, or a slideshow like they did. So once I got home, I went ahead and put them up on my shelves on my wall in my living room. So let me go ahead and show those to you, and I'll show you the ones that won the awards. All right, so there are all my models that I have up on shelves or up on the wall above my television here in my living room, and I also have these little storage units underneath But I started putting them in, so I still have a little bit of room there yet to go for some more. So let me go ahead and get in close, and I'll go ahead and take some images of the ones that won. Now, the gold W, bronze Ws, those are the bronze awards. They ran out of these little fake, I guess it's faux marble hangers to hang them on, so they gave out some ribbons. I was talking to Lou Dalmasso, and he suggested using a thumbtack. Just put it up there. So that was a good idea, Lou. Thanks for that suggestion. So that's what I went ahead and did. So let's go ahead and start up here. So I have my Invisible Man from Mobius that I did in a black and white paint scheme, and he won a bronze. Okay, I have my 3D printed Dave Bowman in his astronaut suit. Really cool likeness of him inside. And I scratch built the antenna array for the base, and he also won a bronze. Excuse me. Come down over here. I have my Mandalorian and Quill riding their blurgs in the desert. 3D printed as well. They won a bronze for that. I go on down here. Wait, see some reflections. Sorry for the light. Move over a bit. There's my Predator POD ship from Blackheart Models. Won a bronze for that as well. All right. And then we come up here, and I have my classic Thing from Another World. And I won a bronze for that one. And then my John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. And I'm not plugging any of these in and lighting them up. But I won a bronze for that one as well. And then finally, my Ahsoka Tano meets the Mandalorian, the Jedi with light up lightsabers. I won a silver award for that one. So really proud of that one. Really happy for that award. All right. All right. So great time at Wonderfest 2021. Really glad to be back there again after the hiatus from last year, and certainly excited to go back once again next year. Really enjoyed spending time with my friends Oggie Gonzalez, Mark Fraley, his brother Marty, and Marc Biallas, and just hanging out. And it really made the convention that much more enjoyable. We had a great time, ate some really great food at some local restaurants there as well, so that was really fun also. So thanks to all my new subscribers. Stay tuned, and not quite sure what my next video will be, but I will be working on something here and posting something soon. All right, thanks a lot.